today's workout, we have my second attempt on my redo of 22.1. First off, I just want to apologise for the split screen there. It's not quite equal, just because of the way that I set it up. The workout, that is, meant that I couldn't get all of the first attempt clock and the box jump overs in there. However, the two attempts are synced, so the clocks are exactly the same, so you'll be able to tell where I'm at with which workout and who's ahead and all that type of stuff. So again, apologize for that, but you will be able to watch the full version of my first attempt. There's a link in the description below if you did want to watch that from start to finish and get the full view there. So just to go over the strategy for this particular workout, it was pretty basic. It was basically just to try and stay consistent on those wall walks, keep the amount of steps coming towards the wall nice and low, and keeping the amount of steps coming away from the wall nice and low. So on the first attempt it turned out to be 5 and 4, I believe. And then for the dumbbell snatch, it was to keep them unbroken, and again for the box jump overs to stay consistent. So not go out super hard at the start and then die off towards the later rounds there. So again, very basic type of strategy for this one. The things that I did different between the first and second attempt. So just before we actually get into that, one thing I did want to mention that I forgot to bring up in the previous video was something super important, which is transitions. Obviously there's a lot of transitions between each movement, and that was one of my focuses moving into the second attempt also, was to be really fast between those transitions, and you'll notice hopefully that I was able to maintain the faster transitions on all those transitions from start to finish compared to my first attempt. So going into what changes I made after doing the first attempt. So I think the biggest thing that changed after the first attempt had nothing to do with the strategy. It was more to do with my injury and having confidence that I was able to get through the workout without aggravating it or re-injuring it, which was a big concern. I did the first attempt, so the workout was released in Australia at 7 AM. I did this at about 7:25 or something like that, not knowing 100% how I was going to, or not how to, but whether I was going to be able to finish it. Obviously I did warm up each of the movements first to make sure that I was able to do it, but obviously I didn't warm up the amount of volume that I was going to do for the workout. So most of the workout, especially on the box jump overs, that's probably the one that I was most uncertain about. And then the dumbbell snatch, I had to change my technique on the dumbbell snatch quite a bit. My hips were a little bit higher, or in a higher position the whole time compared to what I would normally do. So that was probably the biggest thing moving into the second attempt. I was a lot more confident in my hamstring, and actually didn't cross my mind at all on the second attempt. So I was able to focus purely on my strategy throughout the workout, which made a big difference. So the next thing was simply just tidying up or cleaning up the reps on both the dumbbell snatch and the box jump overs. So with the dumbbell snatch, I felt confident going back into my normal technique, where I really drive with the legs and not so much the lower back there. which meant that I was able to clean the reps up on those. There was quite a few reps on the first attempt where the dumbbell, both heads didn't touch the ground, and I was able to make sure of that in the second attempt. And also it was just a lot more I felt a lot more consistent on those dumbbell snatch. In the past, most recent past, I was able, I do a lot of dumbbell work, so I was quite confident with the dumbbell snatches up until recently, obviously due to the injury, but prior to that, I do a lot of dumbbell work, which you see on my channel quite a lot, so I was pretty confident with that. And then for the box jump overs, I just cleaned up a lot of that, especially stepping down off the box. I felt after the first attempt I was a little bit sloppy stepping down off the box and a little bit slow, so that was the main thing I wanted to focus on for the box jump overs, is just tidying up the stepping down off the box. And then thirdly, like I mentioned just before, the transitions. It's quite a lot of transitions, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't wasting time on those transitions as well. So if we have a further in-depth look at each of the particular movements, and specifically how I was looking to do better on each of the movement. So with the wall walks, I mentioned before that on the first attempt I was taking, I think, 5 steps towards the wall and 4 or 5 coming away from the wall. So my biggest focus for this one was, first off, you notice I was spending less time lying flat on the ground. So I made sure that on the first rep and each of the reps, that as soon as my chest touched the ground, which is that starting position, chest thighs on the ground, that I got straight up into the first part of the movement as quick as possible. That was the first thing. Second thing was trying to keep the amount of steps to a minimum. So I wasn't able to do consistently less reps moving towards the wall. So I think it was still between 4 or 5. It was 4 on the first few rounds, I think, and then 5 for the remainder. I found it quite difficult to maintain that 4 rep stepping coming towards the wall. So I sort of not gave in, but was content with keeping it at 5, but focused on keeping the going forward a lot shorter. I did it in 3 reps pretty much every single set. So overall improvement, although I still need a bit of practice with coming towards the wall. So when I do these normally in a workout, we don't have these lines taped up. I think I might do it a few more times throughout the year just to build up the confidence with keeping those steps to the 4 steps coming towards the wall. Definitely felt a lot better. Also felt I was spending a lot less of the time doing those wall walks. Not so much doing the wall walks, but just that rest in between, just the amount of time that from going from that first rep to third rep definitely felt a lot less. So I was actually quite happy with how I executed the wall walks, even though still a lot of room to go to improve on those, which is fine. It's something I can focus on for this year, is dialing in those wall walks, and I'll definitely do a few of the workouts to those standards as well. So I'll tape up with those standards and practice a lot more with that. So moving on to the dumbbell snatch, again, more specifically, the biggest thing that changed, like I mentioned before, was just the confidence that the hamstring was going to hold up for the dumbbell snatch. But that's not really a strategy. That's not going to help you guys. So What that did allow me to do, however, was to drop the hips more, which meant that I was able to drive with the legs more, and save that lower back, and also be a lot more controlled with the overall pacing with the dumbbell snatch, which meant that I was meeting the standards, which is obviously important, both heads touching the ground, which was something that I didn't do on the first attempt there. So that was probably the biggest thing with the dumbbell snatch, just getting into a better position, driving with the legs and staying consistent throughout the whole entire workout. I did manage to do them unbroken. I was able to sort of not so much drop the heart rate during the dumbbell snatch, but definitely didn't elevate through the dumbbell snatch, so I was breathing through each of the movements. I did throw in slight pauses at times, especially in the later rounds, just to make sure that I was able to continue to do them unbroken, even if they are, like I mentioned in the first video, even if they are a little bit slower, you're better off doing them a little bit slower compared to putting the dumbbell down and taking long rests, which mean overall those 12 reps are going to take a lot longer. So again, I was quite happy with the dumbbell snatch. They felt better than the first time, and was quite happy with that. Again, still plenty of improvement to be had on those dumbbell snatch, and again, I'll definitely be working on that throughout the year. I do a lot of dumbbell stuff, so you're going to be a lot more consistent now that we don't have to worry about lockdowns and things like that, so looking forward to that. Alright, so moving on to the box jump overs there. Again, the first attempt I felt was very inefficient stepping down off the box. A few of the reps, the leg got caught up on the box. I was spending a little bit too much time in between the reps. Towards the later rounds, obviously, with the heart rate spiked, it's hard to push the pace. Even in the demo of Vellner and oh my god, I forgot his name again. Noah Olsen. I forgot his name last time. You notice that they definitely slowed on the box jump overs as well. Vellner was able to keep more consistent pace throughout the workout, whereas Noah went hard, quick, which is what he's known for. And obviously his pace dropped off on the box jump overs towards the end there, but obviously still both incredible athletes. So that's what my goal was, more like Vellner, just to stay more consistent and just tidy up those the reps on stepping down, which I felt I was able to do most of the time. Still on a few of the reps, sort of got caught up. I think I hit my knee at one point as well. Can't remember what round that was or where that was, but was able to maintain a pace for a lot longer. Probably the last two rounds I definitely slowed down, but not to the point that I was doing in the first attempt. I was definitely taking a lot longer in between each rep, sort of staring at the box without executing any type of movement. And just felt overall a lot better. So again, made a significant difference. I did beat my score from my first attempt, even though I did have quite a few no reps on the snatches due to the both heads not touching the ground. But forgetting that, I was still able to better my score. Not a fantastic score by any stretch of the imagination, but the most important thing was that I was able to beat myself on that second time through. Also, on the last rep of the box jump there is a no rep. I jumped down instead of stepped down, so I ended up with 201 reps. But much happier with that second attempt, and hopefully some of these tips can help you guys in your first attempt or second attempt. Till next one.